I'm really excited to announce my 2019 calendar. Purchasing one of these is a great way to help support me and what I do. Plus you get this really awesome calendar that you can hang on the wall with 12 of my favorite images. There's a very limited amount of these. There'll be a link in the description below. Get them while you can. And I hope you like the color pink, because in this video, well, come on, let me show you. So I have that Nikon 500 f4 and they give you this really cool lens hood. It's like this soft padded thing, but it's kind of a pain to carry around with you. I mean, you can throw it in your bag, or you can put it in your truck or your car, or you can carry it on your arm like this, your wrist. But I found a better way to do it. Put it on top of your head. Transform yourself into a wizard. You shall not pass. Yep, that was a poorly executed Lord of the Rings reference, but it helps set the mood because this location is like traveling to a different world. It is like an area trapped in a time capsule from millions of years ago when dinosaurs roamed the land. This is Corkscrew Swamp, an Audubon sanctuary located in southwest Florida, and an amazing place to see some truly incredible wildlife. The air is crisp, and the trail quickly lures you in, where you are swallowed whole by the surrounding towering cypress trees. If these trees could talk, imagine the stories they could tell. The size of this thing, it's huge. Look at the flowers on top. There's actually little purple ones up there. It's really neat looking. This amazing looking plant is an air plant. It needs no soil to grow. It gets all of its nutrients and water from the air. Amazing. In this canopy of like the cypress trees and stuff, there's a lot of little teeny warblers bouncing around because it's part of the migration, and they're coming in and they're using this area to stop and get some food. And this little beauty, this is a northern parula, a migratory warbler that is finding some much needed food and shelter in the cypress trees. And right behind this cutie is another amazing bird, the black and white warbler. Yet another migratory bird finding everything it needs in the swamp. Let's move a little further into the swamp, where it seems as if every step you take transports you back hundreds of years. Ah, our first reptiles, a group of banded water snakes. Let's get a shot. I went for a super shallow depth of field so we could get a really good look at the snake's head, and those big round pupils are a good indication that the snake is not venomous. But this wasn't the only snake sitting just a few feet from the safety of the boardwalk. This is a cottonmouth water moccasin, a venomous member of the viper family and the only semi-aquatic viper in the entire world. They get the name cottonmouth from the bright white color along the inside of their mouth, and when threatened, this is often the very first thing you'll see, and you could think of this display as a nice warning. This is one snake that you don't want to be bitten by. And notice that classic arrow shape to the snake's head? This snake's head is wider because of its venom glands. All right, let's see what else we can find. Check out this gator trail. You can see right in the middle where the belly came down through, and if you look really close, you can see the footprints on either side, and then the tail came through as well. That's a big alligator. Footprint. Wow. During my visit in early 2018, this area was suffering from a really bad drought. Many of the small ponds were drying up and forcing animals like alligators to move. All of the life that depends on water for survival is then forced into very small areas like this. Thousands of small minnows huddled together in a shrinking pool of water. Our alligator friend casually swims through the water and then quickly moves its head to the side, filling its mouth with hundreds of tiny fish. The alligator isn't the only creature that is taking part in the feast. Dozens of wading birds have shown up here as well. The alligator now has a much broader menu, and one bird is much more satisfying than a mouthful of small fish. A young black-crowned night heron nervously watches from above as the alligator slowly moves closer. The alligator lunges towards the shoreline, and I grab a shot where we can easily see a mouthful of shiny teeth. Those teeth aren't the real problem because they're short and somewhat dull. The secret to the alligator's bite lies in its amazing jaw power. An alligator's bite can generate right around 3,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. That's 3 times more force than a hyena, a tiger, or even a lion. Alligators aren't an animal you want to fool around with, and this one finally backed away and left the small pool of water to the birds. Once the alligator disappeared into the swamp, more birds started to appear. The first one to catch my eye looks like it jumped right out of the prehistoric era. Could this be a close cousin to the pterodactyl? It sure looks like it could. This is the amazing pileated woodpecker, and it's the largest woodpecker in North America. It's about the size of your average crow, and seeing one down by the water like this is quite the treat. They never stick around for very long, so I'm always excited at the opportunity to see one. In this shot, it's amazing how much this bird's head looks just like a closed flower bud. What a striking bird. Ha! Nice little bird pun there for you. And as usual, this woodpecker didn't stay for long, but that's okay, because there were plenty of other birds down here, like this great egret who has speared a beautiful little sunfish. Our alligator friend tries to sneak back into the area, but this time it's using some natural camouflage. And this brilliant colored prothonotary warbler, it's not fooled at all. Its stare seems to almost mock the alligator, and then it flutters away. A great blue heron also appears to be unfazed by the alligator as it wades through the swamp eyeing a tasty fish. Great blue herons are excellent hunters who rarely waste their time, and it isn't long until a fish is speared and the great blue heron casually strolls to the swamp with its prize. A snowy egret has a much different approach. This bird prefers to fly out over the water, just lightly touching the surface with its vibrant yellow feet. The combination of its feet in the water and the reflection of its wings cause the tiny minnows to rush to the surface, where the egret happily snatches them up. Within seconds, the egret does this amazing trick where it tosses the minnow into the air and flies right on by. That's not supposed to happen. Look at that lucky minnow staring right at the egret in what can only be called the ultimate act of defiance. That's one lucky fish. The egret is supposed to actually swallow the fish, just like this. And as good as these birds are at catching their own food, they make mistakes too. There was yet another amazing bird snacking on fish, the always funny-looking Anhinga, or snake bird as the locals call them. These birds are just absolutely amazing, and they too have a different tactic for catching fish. They catch their fish underwater by swimming fully submerged and then sticking their heads out and quickly tossing the fish into the air and down their throats. I missed a good clear focus on this shot, but I had to share it because these birds are just so bizarre looking. It's a little baby alligator. The perfect little distraction from the feeding birds. Baby alligators have so much more color than the adults, and I always enjoy taking shots of them. And I thought this was going to be my last subject for the day, but I was wrong. Like a modern rock concert, all of the prior excitement was just coming from the warm-up band. This dark, swampy stage was set for a much grander experience. The clouds settled in, the swamp became eerily quiet, and one small shaft of sunlight beamed down from the heavens like a spotlight on the stage. Our headlining act suddenly appeared in a flash of pink feathers. A solitary roseate spoonbill in full breeding plumage danced onto the stage. I sat frozen in anticipation, thinking this must be a mistake. But once again, I was wrong. This bird was ready for a full-on photo shoot, and my index finger was poised over the shutter button, ready to capture every beautiful millisecond as I whispered the words, "Let the show begin." And begin it did, as our headlining act gave us a glimpse at the brilliant red and pink colors on the outside of its wings. "Oh, this wing?" our star said, revealing a little more color in each individual feather. "I see a slight problem here," our star said. "This feather is just slightly out of place. Let me fix it before showing you this." "Oh, these little old feathers? They really aren't that big of a deal. And no, I'm not the slightest bit vain. I'm more of what you might call beautiful. But don't let my pretty wings distract you too much from all the other things I have to display, like my interesting spoon-shaped beak. Yes, I know it's a little on the different side, but it helps me keep each feather perfectly in place. Even those cute little orange ones that make up my tail." "What's that? You can't really see my tail?" "Well, how's this?" "Yes, I know. It's quite mesmerizing, no matter which side you view it from. But it appears as if some of my beautiful feathers are a little on the dusty side. And oh, no, that will never do. I've got to clean those things. Just toss a little water over here, splash some water over there. Give the old wings a shake or two. Yeah, that's a little bit better. What do you think? Did I get them all nice and clean? How about the inside? And the inside of the other one looks nice and clean too. Now I just need a little Yeah, stretch. That's much better. Oh, let's not forget the other side. That would just be rude of me. Yes, I know the inside of my wings are quite the sight, but the outside, that's where all those beautiful markings are. Plus, my feathers look much better from this angle. And with that, I bid you good day. So what did you think of that crazy pink spoonbill? It gave me pretty much every shot I could ever want. That was just a very small sample of the amount of pictures I took. And no, that glorious bird didn't make it into this calendar. Maybe next year. Did you have a favorite shot or a favorite experience from Corkscrew Sanctuary? It's an amazing place. If you ever get the opportunity to go, I highly suggest it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this video. Don't forget to click the thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead because I've got a lot of really cool stuff planned. And until next time, I'll see you later. If you want to know how I set up my D500 and my D850 for birds in flight, check out my website for easy to follow setup guides. And if you want to come with me and capture your own images of birds in Florida, I offer workshops in fall and winter. Check out my website for details, and thanks for watching.